there's going to be a lot of people that don't like you and don't like what you're saying because it makes them uncomfortable. Truth makes people uncomfortable. Change makes people uncomfortable. And they would just as soon lash out at you and make you wrong and make you look bad and try to pull you down and try to hold you down, because that makes them feel better. And it's also what we've been programmed and conditioned to do.
This is Leah Steel, aka The Wealth Witch, and this is my podcast. I'm here to activate you to remembrance of your divine birthright to be wealthy in all areas of your life. This podcast is for people ready to have controversial conversations about the financial control, manipulation, and tyranny that faces humanity today. I'm gonna live in freedom. I'm gonna live my destiny. I'm gonna live my freedom. I'm gonna live, the time is right now. The Wealth Witch. It's for the people who are ready to wake up, deconstruct their wealth programming, and free themselves from the financial slavery consciousness that serves the global financial agenda. I'm committed to realizing a new global wealth paradigm where economic freedom is the reality and where you get to design and live the life of your dreams. Now let's do the damn thing.
So I think I'm going to talk content type stuff first, and then I'm going to tell you guys all the exciting things that are dropping in for me around the Heretic brand. But I do just want to say that yesterday I was not feeling well again. And I think just I've been a little bit run down because of that stomach thing that I had. And then I got a freaking COVID headache yesterday. I think I told you guys because I'd had it in the morning, and then I pulled it together for the call. And then it just came back full force after the call. And I was so sick, nauseated from the headache was so bad. So I ended up just laying in the hotel bed till 3:00. And then I finally came home, but I just was not feeling well at all. But on the other side of the headache, when the headache finally passed, I started getting all this information about this program and wanting to run this again, this 14-day accelerator again. And really just feeling wanting to make this a bigger part of the Leah Steel brand, this kind of heretic sub brand. So I'm definitely going to talk to you guys about that because I'm super excited about where that's going. But I do want to talk about naysayers. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and they said something to me about oh, well, I guess you'll just have to prove the naysayers wrong. And I'm I feel all I've done my whole entire life is prove the naysayers wrong. I feel since I came out of the womb, that's basically been what I've been doing. And I said, it would be nice to have a cheerleader once in a while. But that wasn't the destiny given to me by the fates. Now, I will tell you that I have cheerleaders. It was more of a generalization. I actually have some really incredible cheerleaders. And we had a situation happen in one of my other group programs this week. And actually, I was given an opportunity to see how many cheerleaders I actually have out in the world, which was nice. It's very hard for my metal to take that in and be an acceptance of it. But I want to talk about this because for me, and I want to talk about this. Then I want to talk about naysayers. And then I also want to talk about monetizing when things go wrong in your business, how to monetize when things go wrong. So one of the things that I have always been really, really good at is anytime something bad happens in my business or in my life, monetizing it and using whatever the thing is as fuel to sell my next offer or to get inspiration for the next offer, or to tighten up my policies and procedures and business practices, which then leads to more money long-term. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight is that even though it may appear, and even though it may seem like there's something really bad happening in your business, and this can be all host or variety of things. It can be, people canceling their services with you, or people walking out on payment plans, or people copying your work, or a facilitator quitting in the middle of your program, which is what happened to me this week. So there's all these, regardless of what it is, in the moment, it can seem so overwhelming. It can seem so frustrating, and it can seem like, like, what am I going to do? It's very, very easy to step into fear and scarcity and lack when things go wrong in our business. But for me, and it doesn't mean that as I go through and I tell you this, it doesn't mean that I don't actually have feelings about the things that happen in my business, because I do. And I allow myself to have those feelings. I allow myself to be pissed or frustrated or angry or sad or whatever the feeling is that's associated with whatever the perceived negative thing is that's happened. So it's not that I completely just bypass it. I allow myself to feel the feeling. But very quickly after that, I look for the opportunity in whatever's happened. Because at the end of the day, it comes back to this thing of everything is always working out in your favor. And even if you can't see it in the moment, and even if it doesn't appear like that in the moment, everything's always working out in your favor. And if you take each moment as a lesson and an opportunity, then there'll be an opportunity. So for me, I've always taken that a step further. It's like, if I can monetize something bad that's happened to me, I will, because that means 100% I can transmute whatever that negative thing is into something positive. And, this situation that is happening in my other program right now is a really good example of this. So, I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself the weekend to feel through my personal feelings that I'm having about this. And then I'm going to monetize this. And for me, it was so fascinating that this was happening right at the beginning of me getting ready to launch my new business mastermind, Wealth Warrior. And this business mastermind is all about this new paradigm of business, which I truly believe is about integrity first. It is about fully being in integrity for yourself, for your business, and for your clients. And so as this situation is unfolding, and as I'm really stepping into, what this marketing of this business mastermind is going to look like, I was able to pause and be thankful for this situation happening because of a couple of things. One, it enabled me it showed me how much in integrity I am in my business, because I didn't react in a way, the lack and the scarcity didn't kick in at all. I didn't go, oh, I've done something wrong. Oh, I need to protect myself. Oh, I need to make myself look good. Oh, I need to, none of those thoughts, none of those primal midbrain thoughts that kicked in. I was just like, oh, well, this is what it is. Obviously it's for the best. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have to figure some things out. We're going to have to sort some things out. But at the end of the day, I know how hard I work to be in full integrity in my business. And so that was actually a really good feeling to not have any of that weird shit coming up, because I knew that I knew I'd been doing the work, and I knew I'd been showing up the way that I want to show up in my business. And the response that I received from the container was an affirmation and a confirmation of that as well. So, but it also is an opportunity for me to step into greater custodianship of my business through tighter contracts and more clear expectations of my facilitators. So there was a whole piece of this that happened that I went, okay, so there's many stages to this, but here's the Leah Steel brand. What does this mean for the Leah Steel brand? Anytime something negative happens in your business, it's an opportunity for you to look at your terms and conditions, your policies and procedures. And sometimes everything's fine, but anytime something happens that, is disruptive to the day-to-day operations of your business, you have an opportunity to look and make your business better. So, I had a woman that came into my Ouroboros program 2 rounds ago. She signed up and she literally ripped off the entire program. Like, she immediately, while still in the program, went out and started selling another program that was it was all of my stuff. It was all of my words. Like, it was crazy. It was like literally a carbon copy. And it was really difficult and really frustrating and really hard to work through. But what it created was my intellectual property clause in my terms and conditions. And it enabled me to really, really dial in to how I protect my work, the downloads that I receive, and the content that I put out into the world. So in each and everything that happens, there is an opportunity for growth, and there's an opportunity period. Almost always, if somebody says something negative about me, or, is bashing me online, or is saying something behind my back, I will turn that around and find a way to make a program about it, find a way to sell something about it, frequently very tongue-in-cheek about it. You will always see me, I'm sure, you guys have been following me for a while, most of you. So I'm sure you see, every time I get a super negative, review on my podcast or whatever, I immediately post it to my Instagram. There is a piece about just taking that shit in stride and realizing that there are always going to be naysayers. If everybody likes you, you're not doing your job. If every client that you ever have leaves your program happy and content, you're not doing your job. If you're not triggering people, if you're not getting people, if people aren't uncomfortable from the work that they're doing with you, and it doesn't mean everybody has to be that, but if some people aren't that, you're not a heretic. Stepping into your inner heretic means that you are okay with not being liked, that you are okay with not following the status quo, that you are okay with triggering people, that you are okay with going against the grain, that you are okay with potentially losing friends and colleagues for the greater good of the message or of the purpose or of the work. And naysayers come along with the territory. They really just do. And it sucks. It's not, I have, my skin is very thick. Maria's actually I think Maria's on here still. Yeah. So Maria's on here. So Maria is every time somebody says something shitty about me and I post about it, or she hears that something happened, Maria is always the first person to send me a private message and be like, I love you and fuck that person. And she's she will defend me to the ends of the earth and always sends me a super sweet message. And it's really awesome to have people like that in your corner for when those things happen, because, it's you do need the love and you do need the cheerleader and you do need the support from your friends, so it's why containers like this are so important, so that you can make those types of friends and have those type of people in your life that will really support you when you're going through those difficult things. But, you have to develop thick skin. You just do. If you really truly want to embrace your inner heresy and step into your heretic and be a renegade rule breaker and be delivering your work and your message no matter what, it's just going to come with the territory. And the thing that I've found the most difficult in my journey is that some of the biggest naysayers have been friends, childhood friends, friends from university, family members that, the people that were closest to me that are the ones that are like, get triggered, are jealous, are, don't understand, didn't go through a spiritual awakening. And so are, out there yelling like, fraud, snake oil salesman, she's fake, and that is really hurtful, especially when it's people that are close to you. But you have to understand that every person just has their own journey. And, my mom and I are extremely estranged. And, she is one of those people out there that is just naysaying me. And that's a difficult thing to have it be your mom, right? But it is what it is. And the message is the message. And, I've got my mom, but then I've got, all my cousins who are like hugely supportive of me. So this is not an easy road. The road to purpose, the road to, Maria missed that whole thing. Her phone was acting up. So she's like, she missed everything that we just said about her. So you have to go back and watch the replay, Maria. But the road to purpose, the road to delivery of your divine mission, it's a lonely road, and it's not often comfortable. And, and I don't say this to say that there aren't incredible, amazing moments, because there are, and you're going to meet incredible people. Like you're going to get and develop and cultivate incredible friendships like the one I have with Maria. And there are going to be so many amazing things that happen along the way. And there's going to be a lot of fucked up shit that happens along the way too. If you are truly fully stepping into that greatest level version of yourself, if you are truly committed to sharing the message, if you are truly committed to challenging the status quo, there's going to be a lot of people that don't like you and don't like what you're saying because it makes them uncomfortable. Truth makes people uncomfortable. Change makes people uncomfortable. And they would just as soon lash out at you and make you wrong and make you look bad and try to pull you down and try to hold you down, because that makes them feel better. And it's also what we've been programmed and conditioned to do. So we don't let the crabs escape the bucket. It's tall poppy syndrome on this side of the world, and it's crab bucket mentality, where I'm from. And there's just a real insidious nature to, especially women supporting women, to lay it all bare and to really, truly do the work that they're meant to do in the world. Every time you show up in pure, authentic truth and share your message, you trigger somebody who's playing small. And that's just something that you've got to be aware of. There are more people, if you're out there authentically sharing truth and you're out there authentically sharing your message, no holds bars, no restraints, there are more people upset with you and don't like you than you can even imagine. And it's because all you're doing is reflecting back to them what they're not able to do. All you're doing is reflecting back to them the part of them that's scared, the part of them that is afraid to put themselves that out there, that's afraid to tell that much of their truth. So at some level, the more bumps in the road and issues and naysayers you have, the better a job you're doing of the work that you're meant to do in the world. And I wish it wasn't like that. I hope that we get to a point one day where it's not like that, but we wouldn't be called heretics if it wasn't like that. And we wouldn't be here. And that's the other piece of it, right? Like, the world wouldn't need us to be here doing our purpose work if it wasn't so fucked up. So at some level, We have to be thankful for those people, because without them, we'd have no mission to serve, right? Like no one would even come to this planet. We would all just be living in these higher levels of ascension, like, you know, all embraced and loved up in unity consciousness. But that's not the reality. We came here because we wanted to experience this diversity, and we wanted to experience this polarity, and we wanted to experience this duality. That's the experience we came here to have. So I guess I tell you all of this to say, start thickening up that skin and embrace it. Embrace the naysayers and use that naysaying as fuel for your fire to burn brighter, to share more authentically, to show up more consistently, to push yourself beyond the limits that you even think you can, you know, to push yourself far outside the limits that, you know, you're currently holding yourself in. Use it for motivation. And if at all possible, monetize it. So, you know, if you've got somebody that's coming after you and there's a way for you to spin that around and make some money on it, do it. Because let me tell you, that vindication is sweet. If you can turn it around and you can make money and you can help people in direct response to somebody trying to hold you down or somebody trying to put you down, there is no better feeling than that. And suddenly all the sad feelings and the hurt and the upsetness about the backstabbing or the copying or the whatever it is, it dissipates. Because you actually are showing up doing what you're meant to be doing, which is affecting change in the world and creating impact. So that's my message, I guess, for the day. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my thoughts about where I'm. I want to talk to you a little bit about Wealth Warrior, actually, because I haven't really talked to you guys about it yet. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Wealth Warrior. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Wealth Warrior Wisdom Keeper. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the evolution of this heretic piece of the Leah Steel Brand, which each and every one of you have helped to inspire. I got to tell you guys, like, you know, I told you, I mean, I was saying it when I was launching this program, and I've told you several times throughout the program, but I've really missed this. I've really missed helping women step into purpose in their businesses. This is a type of coaching that, like, I really can actually embrace, because I've done a lot of stuff the hard way. I've learned a lot of lessons by trial and error. And I feel like if there's anything that I can alleviate, if there's any of the like things that took me too long, or the, you know, where I suffered and I didn't necessarily need to, like, if I can share those pieces with you and help you avoid some of that, like, I've done my job. I wished so much that I had that early on in my business. And I looked for it. And I just couldn't find anybody who was willing to be transparent, vulnerable, and honest enough about the hard parts of building business, because it seemed like everybody was always just glossing everything over and acting like it was so easy. And it's like, so easy to make 10K and so easy to make 50K and so easy to make 100K, you know, and it's like, just follow my 10-step plan. And like, nobody was talking about the giant fucking potholes in the road that you were running into every other day. And, you know, all the stuff that you have to sort out and all the stuff that you have to figure out and all the stuff you have to teach yourself. And so when I started coaching people in, you know, spiritual business entrepreneurs or people that were operating business from a soul or heart-led space, like, very quickly, I was able to help people have incredible shifts in their businesses. And I think Maria shared some of hers when she was in my business mastermind. But it's not because, you know, like, this is rocket science and I'm some magical unicorn. I mean, I am, but like, that's not the reason why I'm able to help you. I'm able to help you because I'm willing to fucking tell you the truth about the shit that sucked along the way, you know, and I'm able to say, hey, this worked for me and this didn't. But the other piece is, the thing that I found from the very beginning when I started coaching people in business was, it doesn't matter how I did it, because you can't do it exactly the way I did it. And so what I do when I coach is a combination of me stepping fully into my spiritual gifts. And that's not something I can teach you, right? But how I coach people and how I mentor people in my business masterminds. And you guys saw a little bit of this if you watched the group call or you were on the group call, you would have seen this happening. So I'm claircognizant, I'm clairvoyant, and I'm clairaudient. And I consciously cultivate my spiritual gifts just as much as I do my wealth consciousness. And, it's a big part of my connection to the divine and to my higher self. I'm really, really connected to my ancestors and my spirit guides and guardians and team. And I keep an open dialogue with all of those beings, forces, and entities at all time. And so for me, when I step into a business coaching space, that's what I allow to come through. I also, was a Akashic Records reader for a long time. I used to teach an Akashic Records mentorship. Many of the incredible Akashic Records readers that are in the online space right now came through my mentorship program. So there's a little fun fact you may not have known about me. And that is another space that I access when I'm coaching. So the thing that I actually do really well is get out of the way and allow those messages to come through. So I have personal business experience of successes and failures that I can share with you. I know a lot about how to get into personal alignment through trial and error and doing it myself every damn day. And I've developed and picked up a lot of tools and a lot of tips along the way about how people can get back into spaces of personal alignment really quickly. And that's what I teach on in my business masterminds. And on top of that, I have this supernatural, otherworldly team of people that are there helping me. And that's the beauty of the business coaching that I do, is that all of that kind of comes together in this like perfect tornado, if you will. And so when you're like, oh, I've got this issue or I've got this thing going on. And if you come and you work with me in like Wealth Warrior or Wealth Warrior Wisdom Keeper, you'll get Telegram access to me. So direct Telegram access to me, which means like, in the middle of your day, when this thing happens in your business, you can message me and be like, hey, Leah, this is what's going on. What are your thoughts? And I open that channel and then I deliver you whatever that information is that's coming through. But it gets to be a combination of those messages from source and your spiritual team and my spiritual team and the communication between them, because we enter into agreements around what that's going to look like. But it also gets to be me coming in and adding my personal failure and success and helping guide you in a way that's actually going to authentically work for who you are. And so it's why I love doing this work so much, is because it's part me, it's part not me, and it's a whole lot of you. It's not about me. Like, I don't create the success. You create the success. You do the work. But I do know how to facilitate an epic fucking transformational container. And that's what I do in my business masterminds. So we have a couple of things coming up and starting, one of which is a program called Wealth Warrior. And it is a 3-month intensive mastermind. It will be this program on steroids. There's going to be a lot of content, a lot of practical application, a lot of group calls, it's really this, and so much more. And you get some one-on-one access to me in that program. So there's coaching, there's some one-on-one coaching, and then there's Telegram access. And so if you are really looking to jumpstart your business from this place forward, and you're looking for some more, I'd say more individualized support in that process versus me just giving you assignments, Wealth Warrior is where you're going to want to be. And that program is $3,333 for 3 months. it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Like the stuff that's been coming through for it over the last little while has just been like freaking mind blowing. I'm super, super, super excited about it. And this program, by the way, has been dropping in for months. And yeah, I'm just like, to be able to step back into this space, I'm so excited about. It is highly goal oriented and focused. So if you're planning to come into this program, like you are going to be expected to set some lofty goals, stretch yourself, move outside your comfort zone. But we're also going to be dealing a lot with new paradigm business, and how to do that in a place that is really supportive of all 5 of your bodies. So you're not burning yourself out. So it's like, how do we truly, truly tap into the magic of manifestation in our businesses, and create results without burning ourselves out, but holding ourselves accountable and showing up. So again, it's really like, this was like the mini version of it, and it's going to be a super intense version. Then I am doing a 6-month mastermind. It is also called Wealth Warrior, but it's called Wealth Warrior Wisdom Keeper. And this is a high level mastermind. It is basically an inner realm situation with me. Spaces are limited. It does include a lot of one-on-one work with me, a lot of my hands in your business, really helping you craft and master where you're going over the next 3 years. So, and it's Wisdom Keeper is a 6-month program. So, and the 3-month program is actually included in that program. So you'll be getting all of that, and you'll be getting more one-on-one work with me, and an expanded kind of, that's really a program. If you've wanted to work one-on-one with a coach like me, that's really the program that you're going to want to join. And that's $9,999 for 6 months. Now I want to talk to you about Heretic, because I'm really excited about this. And this is something in 2022 you guys are really going to see expand, because what I'm actually doing is I'm going to create a school of business arts. So it's going to be called Heretic, a Heretic School of Business Arts. It's going to begin with a sort of an entry level, if you will, mastermind. When I say entry level, I mean from an accessibility point, because what it will have is a monthly theme. So it'll have a 6-month commitment. It'll be $222 a month, and we'll have one group call, one Q&A session, one content session, and then there will be at least 2 assignments during the month. And so it will really be like this container, but it's an ongoing way for you to receive support throughout the year. But the months will be themed. So, 1 month might be about selling. 1 month might be about marketing. So we might be focusing on, we might take 4 weeks and focus on 4 different platforms and how to market on those platforms over those 4 weeks. 1 month might be on building your team. So I'll be choosing months. I'll be choosing themes of the months kind of based upon what's happening in the container, what's kicking up in the container. And then I'll be setting curriculum around that each month. So again, $222 a month, 6-month commitment. Because it really is important in business masterminds that you come in and you make a commitment and you be willing and dedicated to do the work for a period of time, because that's when you see results, right? It's like when you're actually showing up and you're committed. I wanted to offer that because I know that, by the way, Wisdom Keeper will get a full year of that mastermind as well. So there's lots of different options here that you guys can consider, but it's just something to start thinking about and considering, especially for those of you that are like, oh, I'm really loving this. I want to stay connected into this community. So you will have to have been through the accelerator to join the mastermind, is kind of my thoughts. Because I want people to have this foundational piece before they step into that monthly ongoing support. All right. Love you guys. Have an awesome rest of your day. Mwah.
That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to connect with me on social media and reach out. I love hearing from you. And if you want more of me, real, raw, and uncensored, make sure to join the Wealth Witch Telegram channel. It's my free channel where I share all of my random daily musings as well as the information that I feel like is important and pertinent to my community. We've put a link to the Telegram channel in the show notes, so make sure to come join us over there if that intrigues you. Remember, wealth is a mindset, and you are the most powerful creator in your reality. Until next time, this is the Wealth Witch signing off.
I'm gonna live. The time is